when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah, well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something.
That's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt, you're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All of this cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You're gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the scene? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud, hype and I'm loud. I'ma shout all about how I feel in the now. Ain't nobody ever gonna try to change me till I'm dead, pushing up daisies. I'm alone in the crowd, I won't feel down. I got hope right now, and I know I'll be found. I don't really care just what all other haters gotta say. I know everything I do is gonna make them fade away.
And when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something. Yeah, well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something. Yeah, then all you really need is hope.
Let's go, yeah, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out. It's what you need when you're sad and when you feel left out. You feel an energy drought and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope you can figure it out. Keep your head high even when you're down inside. Through the pain you fight and through the painful nights you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Nothing's in your way but yourself, don't need nobody's help. You can make it through this hell, take it one step at a time, one step as you climb. If you fail you'll be fine, get back up to the grind and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven, this life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself down. That's right. Sometimes all we really need is hope.
Hi everyone, how's everybody doing? Sorry, give me 1 second. Let's see here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry guys. Hi Ramblin' Room. Hi Seal. Hi Mark. Hi Bushes. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, BC. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, BGOG. Hi Cami. Hi Roberta. Oh god, it's Heather Bratt. I mean, good morning, Heather Bratt. Good morning, DYI Mama Avery. Hi Cooter. Hi Petunia. Hi Lucia. Sorry guys, I am still like goodness. This has been a rough couple days. I know if some people are like, "Where is Sleuth Mom at?" No, it's just been crazy. My daughter got sent home from school sick yesterday and all of the things. And so we got a sick junior again. Like I'm not kidding whenever I say that she is just so prone to sickness because of everything that goes on with her. Um and so we are dealing with this bug again. But I did want to update you guys on Elijah. I want to watch the press conference from yesterday. If you guys have not seen that, if you have, that's cool. We'll watch it again. You always learn more details the second time you watch things, in my opinion. and go over some of the more recent articles and news about him, as well as some of the documents and stuff, and give my opinion and take on everything. I'm extremely concerned for this young boy that that he never had a chance. I'm really starting to question I'm really starting to question um, that he could have went missing sooner than what he was reported. That's really the thoughts that are starting to cross my mind, and I hate going down that route. And it also makes me question where they may have put this poor child after they did God only knows what happened to him. And I don't know. We'll get into it more whenever I get it more into depth, I guess. You're still laughing at the "Oh god, it's Heather Brat." Sorry. No, Cooter, I wasn't ignoring you. It was just a crazy night, crazy night. I know, Rhonda. It's devastating. Good morning, Jem. Hi, Amber Maiden. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking the same thing. He's only 3 in boot camp. You were so mad. I didn't even read the court documents to myself the first time through. I went over and I was watching on the Local My Life in between work calls, and she was reading through the documents, and so I would pause it every time I didn't have a call and just kinda listen to what she was saying, and I swear to you guys, I almost flipped out, like, while I was talking to somebody, like, or I was so angry by the time I got to the end of the documents. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like, that's all I could keep saying. "Are you kidding me?" I just at what point first of all, this mom has already had her children removed once, okay? She already had her children removed once, 'cause so here we go again with me saying that the children who have been through this system need follow-up care. They need constant follow-up care to ensure that their parents that they were removed from once, their foster parents, their adopted parents, whoever, are taking care of their emotional well-being and their needs. If we would have had follow-up care for Elijah and his sister after they were removed from the home and then placed back in the home, if they would have been getting biweekly visits from a mental health professional or going to a doctor's office or something along those lines and having some sort of follow-up care, would professionals have seen that they were being sent places to be abused? Would that red flag marker have been raised so that somebody could get these children help, right? So that's my first issue with all of this. Um, my second issue is, at what point as a mom do you sit there and think to yourself, I can't handle my child. He's throwing temper tantrums, he's not quote unquote being a big boy, whatever the heck that's supposed to mean. He's not meeting my standards. And so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send him somewhere to be abused for weeks at a time until he learns to behave. What? Uh, Where does that make sense in anyone's brain? Where does that add up at all? Roberta, that is something that we are working on right now, but we will get that out to you guys as soon as we have it. I just you just wanna just send him to learn how to be a man from somebody, yes, who was charged with child abuse in his past? You knew the ridiculous ways that this man was punishing your 3-year-old baby, and you sent him there? What type of man did you want him to grow up to be? People who are raised in abuse do one of two things. They either don't turn into that type of monster because of their drive to make sure that nobody should ever have to suffer the way that they did. Or they turn into a monster. I just I don't understand. No, Cami, you're right, and I will never fathom the way these people think when it comes to children. I agree with that. They do not think the same as most of us most of society. It does. It is, Avery. It's pure insanity what some parents are doing. I'll never understand it. Hi, Rexy. Hi, Carol Claus. Oh, colonoscopy. That sounds pleasant. So, I don't know. We're going to start out by watching this press conference from yesterday, though, because I didn't get to watch it with you guys, and then we will go from there. Like I said, I have a lot of opinions on all of this. No, Cooter G, I do not know the severity of his autistic son. The fact that he was riding a school bus, though, to school, I mean, I'm not sure how it is there, but here, if you are severely autistic or have some type of disability and you're going to school, they send like a private van for you. Like you're in a van by yourself or with one or two other people. You're not on a school bus. And so I am assuming that his autism was not severe enough to distinguish him to be, like, separated from the rest of his class group, if that makes sense. Because he wasn't that unpredictable yet. Yeah, they are peaceful. You don't see their culture of raising abusive men. Right. It doesn't make sense. You think the boot camp is an excuse. You believe she sent that baby to live with him for a more sinister reason. If there's anything that can be worse than sending a toddler to boot camp. So, I have questions about that too because I seen a news article that somebody said was her and a friend of hers, like the mom and a friend of hers, and that Vang was involved in this news article, and it was about human trafficking. And so, and I can't even say that word, I shouldn't have said that. But it was about that, and alleging that they were trapped in this room to be abused and things like that, these women were. And then your mind starts to go all types of crazy places. But I will not put that on this boy. I will not put that on Elijah until we have some type of details or evidence that points to something like that. Child abuse and being abused is bad enough that we don't need to add horrific details into this case. Okay, yeah. Your autistic daughter rides a school bus, but it's only for special needs children. See, and that's what I mean, Cami. Like they have like a separated mode of transportation a lot of times. I don't know. Yeah, the rumors are already flying. Something to build motive. I don't know. And then, like I said, that makes me wonder if something happened to Elijah prior to when they reported him missing. Then that leads me to question, where would they have put him to make it look like he wandered off? Would they have put him into the river because it's right there and it would be an easy way to be like, "Oh, he went and he fell into the river," or is he gonna be findable? If he's been gone for longer than what they're saying, are they searching deep enough at the landfill to even be able to locate him? So, let's watch this and then we'll take a look at the documents.
Right, I'd like to welcome everybody here to Two Rivers, Wisconsin
Hear
tonight.
how it sounded.
My name is Dan Hartwig, Manitowoc County Sheriff.
Does it need boosted?
Spelling my last name, Hartwig. I'll be serving as public information officer for this press conference.
Does it need boosted? Yeah, they have had yeah, they do, but here's the thing with moving water, it's very hard to find people. Very hard to find people. Yes, it needs boosted. Okay, thank you so much, Ramblin'.
Conference for the Two Rivers Police Department this evening. From the time he went missing, everyone has been working tirelessly to find 3-year-old Elijah. He is our number one focus, and finding him is the top priority of every single law enforcement officer, volunteer, member of this community, and his family. We have brought in some of the best people in the country over the past week to find him. We want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, specifically our local law enforcement, Division of Criminal Investigations, FBI, local volunteer fire departments, private search and rescue, community search groups, local businesses for food donations, and Wisconsin sheriffs for providing a multitude of resources to our search for Elijah. Tonight, you'll have a couple speakers before you. First up will be Chief Ben Meinert of the Two Rivers Police Department to provide an update on search efforts over the past week. We'll also have 2 members of Elijah's family who will also speak here tonight. Some things I want to let you folks know as well. When the family comes up here to speak, they're going to be stepping off to the side once they are completed. We respectfully request that you do not film them after they are done speaking. The chief will have about 5 minutes for questions after everyone is done speaking. He will not speak about the current situation involving Katrina Bauer and Jesse View. Most of that is already in the media, and they're currently in custody in the Manitowoc County Jail. When asking questions, we ask that you raise your hand and state your name and which news organization you are with. Chief.
Thank you all for being here this evening. My name is Ben Meinert, BenMeinnert. I'm the chief of the Two Rivers Police Department. A child missing for any amount of time is everyone's worst nightmare. That's why we're here today. Elijah, a 3-year-old boy, has been missing now for a week today. For the past week, we've utilized hundreds of resources, worked around the clock in our attempts to bring Elijah home. Right now, I'd like to bring everybody just up to speed with our search for Elijah and how that went. Elijah was reported a week ago today, like I said, around 11 a.m. in the 3900 block of Mishicot Road here in Two Rivers. Everyone searched for Elijah on that day. And I mean everyone. Our police department first responders responded out. It's not necessarily an unusual incident to have a missing child. Usually we find them right away. Nearly immediately we realized that we needed more resources. Every officer, including myself, was out searching that day for Elijah. When we needed more help, we reached out to the fire department and our Department of Public Works. Soon after that, we got some information stating that Elijah may have gone missing at 8 a.m. When we received that information, my assistant chief, Melissa Wiesner, she's a former lead investigator, and she's worked many child cases. I entrusted her, and I knew she had the wherewithal to reach out immediately to places like A Child is Missing, our National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She put out numerous alerts, including missing and endangered alerts, Ring neighborhood alerts, and local emergency alerts. That included an Amber Alert. I know there's been some question about an Amber Alert on that day and why. This child was 3 years old and was reported missing on a cold winter temperature day with only a blanket and possibly light clothing. And we knew at that time, possibly 3 to 4 hours. I define that as endangered. I immediately reached out with the assistance of my staff to the Division of Criminal Investigation. This is not about me. This has always been about bringing Elijah home, and quickly. They led that investigation into his whereabouts with the support of our FBI. We also utilized almost any boat, UTV, drone, canine, and even National Guard helicopters to search for Elijah. Unfortunately, Elijah wasn't found. Following that day, we had a press conference. I know people were frustrated with that. I too was frustrated with that. We had a lot of misinformation going around on Facebook, through social media, and just in general. We felt it necessary that we had to lay out factual information of the case and bring everybody up to date to that point. We also established a tip line and got that out to the public at that time. That has been beneficial and crucial to this investigation and search. Since the conference, I have personally provided media releases daily, if not multiple times during the day, to bring our public up to date and remain transparent. Those leads, those investigations, everything we've taken as tips have led to searching our neighborhoods, searching all our waterways, aerial and foot canvases, both urban and rural, throughout Manitowoc County and even beyond. We've searched Wisconsin landfills and quarries, and we've even had additional leads in Wisconsin Dells. In addition to all those search efforts, I am aware of other investigations taking place. I can confirm Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, is in jail on charges of child neglect and obstructing. Katrina's boyfriend, Jesse Vang, is in jail on charges of child neglect. And I do know that Elijah's father has also been incarcerated at Oshkosh Correctional Institute in unrelated matters since 2023. I also understand that the public would like more information on those first two individuals I mentioned. However, I'm unable to discuss those matters because it is an ongoing investigation, and I don't want to jeopardize those cases. I want to thank the various local, state, federal agencies, as well as all our fire and EMS, and even those private resources that have helped along the way. Thank you to everyone in the community. They provided food and drinks towards all these efforts. And thanks to all those private search efforts. On Saturday, we announced a Crime Stoppers Award of $1,000 for information leading to the location of Elijah, and have since provided other ways that people can donate here in the community or abroad. Currently, we have those established as coming to our customer service here at City Hall, our police department, and I'm also working on establishing an online route for people to do so. When that becomes available, I will reach out to everybody and let you know. Today, the FBI has now provided an additional reward up to $15,000 for information leading to the location and return of Elijah Vu, and or the arrest and conviction of any individual or individuals responsible or involved with his disappearance. We have posters here that state just that. In addition to all those search efforts, Elijah Vu's family has been coordinating their own search efforts throughout Manitowoc County. They're here today and they'd like to provide a statement. I'd like to bring those members of Elijah's family out to make those statements for you.
On behalf of my family, we stand before you today with heavy hearts burdened by an unimaginable situation. The pain is indescribable, a torment no family or child should ever face. We cannot express the depth of our sorrow, nor the desperation that consumes us as each moment passes without news of Elijah's safety. To anyone who may have information about Elijah's whereabouts, we plead with you to please come forward. Your courage, your compassion, your willingness to speak up may hold the key to Elijah's safe return. Every piece of information will help bring us one step closer to bring Elijah back to our family where he belongs. To those who may have information, your assistance is just not a contribution, but a lifeline of hope. Elijah is a joyful and curious boy, full of life and love. He is a precious child who deserves every chance of happiness, and his absence is deeply felt by all who know and love him. Every day without him feels like a piece of our hearts is missing. We long to hear his laughter, to witness his curiosity, and to feel the warmth of his embrace. The emptiness left in his absence is a void that cannot be filled by anything else. Elijah, if you can hear us, know that you are deeply missed and loved, and we will not rest until you are safely back in our arms. Lastly, we want to express our deepest gratitude to law enforcement, government agency, and all involved in the search operation. The support of the community, the dedications of volunteers, the generosity of businesses, and the kindness showing through food and monetary donations, and so much more. We thank each and every one of you for your role in our search for Elijah. Please keep Elijah in your thoughts and prayers. And if you have any information, please come forward. We believe that with the help of the community, we can bring Elijah back home together. Thank you.
I talking English is not good, so and I want everybody to be patient with me. So and I just try that I can. So right now, I would like to thank you for everybody to help my family to search for my grandson whole week to today. So everybody know that we are really hurt. So, and I want to thank you for the officer or all the fire department people, all the people living in two cities here, help us to search for our grandson, our baby for 1 week right now. So, yeah, really thank you for everybody. So, but right now, so I want everybody to continue to help us to look for my grandson. I want my grandson to be home with my family. So I want everybody to continue, don't stop, just searching for my baby Elijah. We want him to be safe and with my family, and we love my grandson. Thank you for everything.
I'd like to thank the Vu family for being here. I have time for some questions. As the sheriff announced earlier, I won't be able to talk about the investigation of the case, but I will answer whatever questions I can.
Chief Emily Chesick from Fox 11. When was the last time someone other than Jesse Bang saw Elijah? When was the last time he was seen by someone other than someone who's arrested in the case?
Right, we've gotten that question a lot. I appreciate that question. What I will say is the reason that we've been seeking out to the public to request all the information that we are is because we are following up on every lead, tip, etc. And that is one of those things. You know, we want to know every time, anytime that Elijah was seen during this past week. So we will continue to follow up on all leads, any leads, and that's what's leading us into the locations that we've been.
But can you just, what was the most recent, I guess, before he disappeared?
I can't comment directly on the investigation, but I can tell you that we are following up on all those and we continue to ask for those.
Chief Bria Jones, Fox 6. Have you all
Hang on,
received,
just a sec. Rita, go
Bria
ahead
Jones,
first.
Fox 6, Milwaukee, have you all received any information that indicates that Elijah is still alive, whether that be any surveillance or ring camera?
I'm not going to speculate on anything at this point, but what I will say is all our efforts are for bringing home Elijah safe. I believe that all our efforts thus far have done just that. We've reached out to hundreds and hundreds of resources over this week's time span, and they're all dedicated to bringing him home, and we'll continue to follow up on any leads to do so.
Chief Kendall Pease, WISN 12. Do police believe Elijah left that residence on his own?
Again, I can't speculate. I will say that, again, when we're talking about the Amber Alert that we put out, people wanted me to speculate on an abduction versus endangered. At this point, what I do know is a child was missing in cold temperatures, winter temperatures, in relatively little clothing and possibly a blanket. That's what we're searching for, and we'll continue to search for until I get some answers.
I know you asked for surveillance video. Has there been any video that shows him on his own walking, anything like that?
I can't comment directly on that. What I will say is if that is in fact the case, I know that we have DCI agents, FBI agents, and local police doing just that because we're following up on all tips, any tips that relate to Elijah Vu and his return.
Chief Karen Costa-Lapos, NBC 26. You mentioned that there are search efforts in other parts of the state. Can you speak to what those have included? You mentioned here we've been searching landfills and waterways. You said that there have been searches going on in Wisconsin Dells. What have those looked like?
Well, I think what I can tell you is that you've seen and you guys have been broadcasting searches of landfills, searches of our waterways. We know that people have been out into the Dells. Those are all things that we're following up on leads on. Any lead, we'll leave no rock unturned. We're going to follow up on those leads because ultimately our goal is, again, we want to bring Elijah home. So it doesn't matter how small that lead or tip may be, please bring that to us. Contact our tip line because we will get people out there to follow up on any lead whatsoever. I think we're going to go back over here because he was asking earlier.
You had spoke about misinformation before. How does misinformation spread, specifically in this case on Facebook, hinder this specific investigation and then just an investigation in general?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
The misinformation on Facebook, how does that hinder an investigation, this one specifically and just in general?
That in particular doesn't necessarily hinder the investigation. What it does is it hinders all the efforts within the community because, again, our primary efforts here are to bring Elijah home safe. And if the public's getting misinformation, that's going to lead them awry. I want them to know the facts. Our department takes pride in remaining transparent here in Two Rivers, and that's why I'm putting out all these news releases. That's why I'm having a news conference with you today, is because I want the public to know the facts, just the facts, and be up to date with those facts so they can continue their own searches. We're appreciative of those. I'm also appreciative of all the resources that we're focusing on throughout Manitowoc and beyond.
Chief, can you talk about the toll this has taken on your
I'm sorry,
department?
can we take another question over here? I'd like to spread this around.
Samantha Polly, WBAY News. Have you been able to find any items that Elijah was last wearing? We have video of people collecting evidence, potentially might be that dinosaur shoe that was missing.
Right. I can't comment on exactly what has been taken or would not be taken. I don't know the investigation issues there as far as how that plays out. What I do know is that we're continuing to search for any of those items that you're talking about. So basically, you guys have all seen the photo of Elijah. We've mentioned that he may have had dinosaur print shoes, a red plaid blanket, and in the clothing description. We are still looking for anybody that has tips on any of that stuff because we will follow up on it and we will try to figure out if it is related to Elijah Vu.
Where do you go from here? Is there still?
I'm sorry, can we go here? Last question.
Yeah, Chief Bonner, Cecile Tso from Local 5 News. A week after he's gone missing, how confident are you that Elijah is still alive?
again, I'm not going to speculate. What I'm going to do is continue to search for Elijah Boo. We are doing everything in our efforts, believing that he is still out there. We will find him and we will bring him home. That's what we're searching for. And really, anybody in the community, anybody beyond, this is not related to just Two Rivers. This is abroad. So even outside of the Two Rivers community, I ask everybody in the state and beyond, really just start looking at your property. That's what you can do as a person, not right here physically. If you're looking for something to do, first check your property, then get involved in some of these other search efforts. That would help us a great deal. And again, reach out to that tip line, come back to us, and provide us with any tips, and we will follow up on them.
Do investigators have a reason to believe at
I'm
this
sorry.
point that there's anyone else involved in this disappearance?
I was just going to read. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That was the last question. I will just close with, I'd like to thank you, everyone, for being here today. You've heard pleas from the family now. We echo those same pleas. Since our number one, our priority has always been, I keep repeating it, to bring Elijah home. I'm asking everyone to continue in their searches, continue to contact our tip line, report anything at all that you feel may help us bring Elijah home. Everyone has been affected by this deal, this incident a great deal. This is a close-knit Two Rivers community. We're all devastated. We want answers. You want answers. I know efforts of our city staff, our citizens, and those beyond our city limits are going to continue to work together, and we'll bring Elijah home. Thank you.
Will a representative from the FBI be joining us for any questions at all?
So that is the end of our press conference. Again, we're making that plea out to the public. Everybody's seen that kid's photo. It's pulling at everybody's heartstrings. We need to find them. Somebody knows something. Just want to remind everyone, tip line, state tip line, we've received hundreds and hundreds of tips that DCI agents are following up on, FBI agents are following up on, and local law enforcement. That tip line is 844-267-6648. And as a reminder again, as Chief reiterated, there's a $1,000 reward out from our local Crime Stoppers for information leading to the discovery of Elijah. And now the FBI has stepped up their ballgame, which we have posters set up by them, $15,000 reward for anyone that has information leading to his recovery and or arrest and prosecution of anyone responsible for his disappearance. Again, thank you all for helping share our message out today.
Them offering an award, they're trying to shake something loose. In my opinion, and strictly in my opinion, I think that they think that somebody witnessed or has seen something or something along those lines, that offering money from the FBI standpoint can get something flowing. You know, did you know this family? Did you see how they interacted? Did you see Jesse go somewhere with Elijah leading up to these days? I mean, they're looking for him from the 10th on. Oh, they want camera footage. You couldn't be a police officer because you would have temptation to invoke my own justice. Yeah. I couldn't either, a ghost. For real. I really couldn't. But he has been missing now. Today's day 8. It's been 8 days, but there's someone in the home saw something. I'm sorry, 16th on is what the last date that we see noticed. And they're just really searching for him. I mean, this is a close-knit community. This whole town is searching and praying and hoping for this little boy. You know, every officer, every firefighter, all of the locals, the family, they are leading search after search after search for this child. pull up some of his little pictures. So this says the FBI is now offering a $15,000 reward in the search of 3-year-old Elijah Vu. He was last seen a week ago in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Local Crime Stoppers is also offering a $1,000 reward. It says, I have kids, and if it were mine, I'd want someone to be there too. Rachel Huss of Manitowoc says, I'd want people to be looking just like I am for my kids, so this is not normal. The volunteers are going door to door, hanging missing posters in any window they could find. The missing toddler's face is displayed all around the region. Volunteers say casting a wide net is important because Vu's mother, Katrina Barr, lives in Wisconsin Dells. The child had been left with Jesse Vang in Two Rivers. The prosecutors say she left her son with Vang for discipline. Both have been charged with child neglect. And we're going to go through these documents in a minute, you guys. I guess getting his face out there, the story and everything out there is really important to branching out from just this area, especially considering where mom was living versus where Elijah was at the very end there. It's good to get it statewide, nationwide for that matter, because you don't know where he is. Once again, family and volunteers are leading community searchers out of their makeshift headquarters at the Mikado Theater in Manitowoc. Volunteers heading into whatever area they are comfortable searching, methodically looking for any sign of the missing boy. Any signs of kids stuff. I had heard about a boot, anything that just looks out of place really. Anything we can that might help connect some of the dots. While the Two Rivers Police Department continues to lead the investigation, it is still asking for the public's help, whether through searches, tips, saying nothing is too small to alert authorities about. Volunteers searching will put in the work, both hopeful and uneasy about a potential outcome. It's kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack, but not knowing what haystack to look in for that needle. It's been very frustrating. I'm scared that there isn't going to be something found, but I don't want to think like that because I wouldn't want it to be stopped for my own, says Rachel. And that's just it. You know, they are going to keep searching for this baby until they have some sort of proof or evidence about what happened to him. I'm just praying about the fact that sometimes we see these searches go on and then they do eventually start to slow down. For example, we went through the same thing with Harmony Montgomery. They searched and searched and searched for her, and then out of nowhere one day, they just weren't searching anymore. And it's devastating whenever you see that change happen. One thing you noticed watching this back is the guy that just spoke last mentioned recovery when they haven't used that word yet. Am I the only one who caught that? No, Daddy's baby girl. So he said recovery, and then the lead officer guy was saying was every time pretty much that he referred to him. Now they are going to continue to say find him safe, bring him home safely, and things like that because nobody wants to be the person who destroys hope, right? Nobody wants to be the person who says, hey, this baby's not coming home. And so they are going to continue to present things basically in both ways. I think that their mind doesn't let I don't know how to say this, but once you get to a certain point of a missing child, if it is believed that he was not abducted, which we don't know, the officer said that he cannot speculate on what occurred, just that even if he did just wander outside of the home in a cold winter day, that justified the Amber Alert because he is just thought to be in light clothes with a blanket. And so that alone justified the Amber Alert. Now, there is so many potential things that could have happened, such as if he did wander out of this home to get away from this abuse that was going on, could he have been picked up by somebody? Sure, absolutely. He very much so could have been picked up. He very much so could have wandered his own way towards the water or towards the woods or wherever and got himself lost. He very much so, could have escaped, quote unquote, on his own. And I say escaped because he was being brutalized inside of this home. The only thing is, though, are those situations probable? Nobody wants to destroy hope in this case, but is the likelihood of him wandering outside of this house on his own and just being lost probable? And unfortunately, in my opinion, I don't think that that's a probable situation. I think that it is more likely that something nefarious happened. I think it is more likely that these individuals did something to him, either on the day that he was reported missing or in the days leading up to him being reported missing. I don't think it's likely if he was being abused to the extent that these documents, by the way, trigger warning in advance, if you haven't already heard them, if he was being abused to the extent that these documents are going to detail, the likelihood of him defying Jesse intentionally and wandering outside or misbehaving or in any type of definition is going to be very unlikely, because he would have been fearful of the outcomes if his brain could even understand, hey, every time I do something bad, I get abused. I don't know which end of 3 he is on. I don't know if he's 3 closer to 4 and has like more reasoning capabilities, or if he just does not even understand why the heck he is being beat and abused and made to stand into the corner or made to get cold showers or any of those things. And so that's the other side of things. We really don't know how much his thought process and thinking things through and everything else like that really goes. You'll bet that Jesse Vang uses his culture as a excuse for the discipline. I don't know. Yeah, how can anyone harm a toddler? You guess they know how to compartmentalize. Exactly. I think so too. You think if they saw him wandering on cameras, then the investigation would be very different, in my opinion. I agree, Amber. I think that things like the landfill and stuff like that probably would not have occurred if they were looking for him alive. And I hate to say that, but it's true. Yeah. Smudges and prayers always for Elijah and his family and the first responders. My heart breaks for all of them. So much. So let's go into these documents and we'll look at this. So this is for Jesse. It says count 1, neglecting a child, specified harm did not occur, and child under 6 years of age. The above named defendant on or between February 12th, 2024 and February 20th, 2024. So this is the week that he allegedly had Elijah with him in the city of Two Rivers, Wisconsin, is a party to a crime, being a person responsible for the welfare of victim child, date of birth 8/20, so August. So he's about 6 months away. So he's about 3.5, right? So I was just saying that I wasn't sure how far in between he was. So he's about 3.5 years old. It really just, I don't know. I look at my 3-year-old and I think to myself, like, she's intelligent, but would she like really go through the thought process of, I should run away so that I can stop something from happening? Or like, I can't picture her ever making those connections. We don't know honestly. Okay. So he did negligently fail the child, and natural and probable consequences of this violation would be harm under that section. Although the harm did not actually occur, and the child, contrary to that section, is a class 1 felony, upon conviction may be fined not more than $10,000 and not imprisoned more than 3 years and 6 months. Probable cause. The complaint alleges that he is informed by the reports of Megan, known to the complainant to be a detective with the Two Rivers Police Department, and Detective Jacob, that the incident occurred in the city of Two Rivers, Wisconsin, based on the information provided. On February 20th, 2024, the Two Rivers Police Department was notified by dispatch that Jesse called 911 at 10:59 a.m., reporting that he was babysitting a 3-year-old child victim. He reported that while watching the child, he fell asleep. When he woke up, the child was missing. Law enforcement responded to his residence in an attempt to locate the victim. Law enforcement has been unsuccessful in locating the victim as of February 26th. So this is as of 2 days ago. On February 20th, the police department spoke with Jesse at the residence at 3918 Mishicot Road, apartment 102. He said that he's in a relationship with the victim's mother, Katrina, and stated that the victim has been staying with him recently. He stated he has been trying to help Katrina correct the victim's behaviors. He stated that he has been assisting in the care of the victim for approximately 1 month, but not continuous. He stated that on today's date, 2/20, that he woke up with his autistic teenage son. He helped his son getting on the bus at approximately 7:30 and stated that the victim was still asleep after he walked his son out to the bus. He stated that he woke the victim up at approximately 8 o'clock and brought him into the bedroom with him. He stated that he shut the door and fell asleep. He stated that he woke at approximately 11 a.m. and found that he was gone. He then called 911 to report Elijah missing. Here's my issue with this. And I'm just curious because there are a lot of moms in this chat. Have you ever in a million years woke your sleeping child at 8 o'clock in the morning and then told them to go back to sleep? Like, I could not in a million years picture waking up a child in the morning, like after they've already been, you just got to sit there and pray, honestly, that they stay asleep at that point if you're planning to go back to bed. I could not picture this whole situation of waking him up and then trying to get him to lay back down with you. That does not vibe for me. That whole story is just like, there's no way. You don't do once you wake a 3-year-old, they are just up. Like, you are done. You are starting your day. Like, nothing else is going on because guess what? There's no nap ever planned for the rest of your life. And you're done. Like, you can't wake up a baby at 8 a.m. and think that they're gonna go back to sleep. Yeah, okay. I was curious if it was just me. Yeah, you're not a mom and you know that does not work. Never, never. Right. Nope. Everybody's saying no. You won't wake up my kid unless they have school. Other than that, you hope your kid stays sleeping, right? Like, I'll try to sneak. My husband gets up for work at like 6:30 or well, he leaves at around 6:30. He gets up earlier than that. But sometimes I'll like try to sneak up here and like turn on the computer or like go and try to watch like mom shows instead of, the constant cartoons and stuff. And like you tiptoe as quiet as you can. And like you pray that you don't breathe too loud and accidentally wake up the kids because once they're up. And so this whole story, as soon as Lokamai was reading this the other day, while I was listening, I was like, never in a million years would a parent or anybody with a child ever that's met a child ever before in their life wake them up and think that they were just going to go take a nap. So that right there was already a red flag. So then on the 20th, they spoke with Bauer and stated that Elijah has been in the care of Jesse for approximately 1 week. She resides in Wisconsin Dells and stated she dropped the victim off with Jesse and intends on Elijah coming back to the Wisconsin Dells on Friday, 2/23. Well, right, unless the poor fellow is exhausted from all the torture. Yeah, that's true. That is a thing. Rebel D. Sometimes you would wake up with little eyes staring at you. That's one of the creepiest things that you have to get used to as a mom, like whenever they're first there. Or at least it was for me, like the whole waking up with people staring at you. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you in my house? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So on the 20th, Agent Neal spoke with Katrina and denied that she was in the area on February 16th or 17th. So these dates right here stand out to me because I really honestly wonder, did something happen to Elijah on February 16th or 17th that, that made her go to this area to begin with? Is that when things actually occurred? And then they waited to report him for a few days. It really makes me question. So law enforcement located messages from Jesse to Katrina at approximately 6:39 p.m. hours and 6:49 p.m. on February 17th, where Jesse tells Katrina that he is angry that Elijah overfilled his diaper with poop and pee, and that Jesse gave Elijah a cold shower. Jesse noted that Elijah was clean but scared. For instance, is this it? Did something happen that night? Did he get so angry that night that something occurred? I just struggle with his story about the 20th. Yeah, what's wrong? Is she I don't know. I don't know, Axel, the car guy. So Detective Glasser spoke with Katrina and stated that Jesse was the enforcer of the rules in the relationship, and that was the reason for sending Elijah to stay with him. She discussed with him the limits of what discipline she did not want used. Other than that, she is fine with whatever discipline Jesse enforces. She gave examples of discipline, including praying, saying he was sorry, and going over the 4 rules that the victim is supposed to be memorizing. At no point did she admit that she was in the city of Two Rivers between February 12th and February 20th, or had any face-to-face contact with Elijah. She said she was discussing behavior issues with Jesse around Thanksgiving of 23, and he said that she needed to try harder to stop the behavior. Katrina stated that she wanted Jesse to teach Elijah, by example, how to be a man. 3.5 years old, you guys. 3.5 years old. You cannot abuse a child into being potty trained. You cannot abuse a child into growing up. Just in case anyone thinks that that's a way that you discipline or potty train or anything like that, it does not work. As a matter of fact, there are articles done about potty training that if you do spankings or anything like that in regards to accidents, it can actually lead to other issues whenever it comes to potty training. For example, severe constipation from the child holding it all the time, or other traumatic things. I got to pull it back up, but I was looking at this the other night whenever I was thinking about this. Yes, abuse will regress potty training, not progress. It makes it worse. So the more that you abuse a child, you will make their behaviors worse. And so everything that he was likely doing to this child, to Elijah, was not helping him learn to get better. And we'll look at that a little bit more in a second. Okay. She said the first time Elijah had gone to stay with Jesse without her was in January of 24. Yes, it can cause encropracy. I can't even say that. It can cause that thing. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to make it better. Okay. So he first went to stay with Jesse in January of 24. She said this past week was the longest that Elijah had stayed with Jesse without her being there. So they said that while they talked about this past week, she admitted that she had been to Two Rivers on February 16th. She said she left the Wisconsin Dells around 6 or 7 p.m. and arrived in Two Rivers late at night. She saw Elijah on the couch, but he was tired. She left early in the morning on the 17th. So he was asleep on the couch. She never interacted with him. He never got up and moved around. Like, she just seen him asleep on the couch. And she left early in the morning, so she never seen him awake, is what I'm assuming. Right? Is that what you guys are getting from that? Like, she's trying to be like, well, I was there, but just shortly, and I left early in the morning, and so I only seen him on the couch asleep. Is that what you guys are taking from that? Okay. So she was confronted about being in Two Rivers on a different day, and she did admit that she was in Two Rivers also on February 14th for a period of time and then went back home because, of course, she spent Valentine's Day with him. On 2/20, Jesse consented to meeting with law enforcement at TRPD and agreed to a consensual interview. During the course of the interview conducted by Detective Michael Herman, he made consensual statements in regards to his recent interactions with Elijah. He stated that Elijah is afraid of him, then corrected himself and stated that he respects me. He stated that they put Elijah here as punishment for his bad behavior. They were trying to teach him how to be good here and good at home. Jesse indicated that he is trying to make him understand that going home is like a privilege for him. Returning home is a privilege. Jesse stated that Elijah was disciplined using timeouts. He described the timeouts as being standing for periods of time for 1 to 3 hours. Do you know how long a timeout is supposed to be for a 3-year-old? 4 minutes. The age of the child plus 1 minute. No longer. 4 minutes. 1 to 3 hours. During that time, the victim was required to pray or say, "I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry, mommy." Jesse reported that Elijah was in timeout for the majority of his time with Jesse, as it was intended as a form of boot camp. Other than getting into things, Jesse was unable to identify specific bad behaviors which would require a timeout. No, because he just freaking made the kids stand there for the entire duration of a week for hours at a time. You're right, Laurel. You always do their age. He has been getting off easy. Jeez. I watch Super Nanny. These people need to watch some Super Nanny. That's a long time for timeout. Exactly. So he also reported that Elijah is not potty trained and that he is still wearing diapers. He advised that he changes Elijah's diaper at least once per day. You're Oh my god. That's so bad, Laurel. It wasn't? Wow. Yeah, you do timeout for your granddaughter who just turned 4. However, her timeout consists of her sitting on the couch for 5 minutes and then the whole time the TV is on, so she's happy either way. I usually like whenever the kids are really like having a rough time or like Junior, for example, needs time apart sometimes because she just gets overloaded. And so whenever she gets like that, occasionally I'll have her go sit in her bed for a few minutes just to give herself some peace, quiet, and like some space. Um, you know, but 2 to 3 hours? Come on. Right, he doesn't even understand the concept. That's what I was thinking, like, I'm picturing the baby, right? I have a 3-year-old. She's gonna be 4 in November. So what age, like, how many months away is that? So she's, like, 8 months away from her 4th birthday. But I'm picturing this concept of making her stand in the corner for 1 to 3 hours repeating, "I'm sorry," or expecting her to understand any of that. And honest to goodness, you guys, I don't think that would connect in her brain. Like, I really cannot picture her understanding. And I do think my children are extremely bright, and so I just don't think that she would ever understand what was going on. Never in a million years. I don't think Elijah understood what was going on or could connect the dots between why he was being forced to do this, why he was being forced to stand in the corner, why he was being forced to stand there and say, "I'm sorry, mommy," or to pray. There's no way that they understand the concept. Yeah, redirecting, Roberta. It is very effective. I agree, Seal. I just can't picture that even connecting to be something effective to do. And so all you're doing is literally torturing this child and expecting his behavior to change, and it's not going to. If anything, he's going to get more aggressive. He's going to get more angry. He's going to get more like lashing out because he doesn't understand what's going on. Yes, and that's the other thing. His diaper was only changed once a day. At that age, you went through 5 or 6 minimum a day. Right. Could be more than that. But then here's my thing. If he's standing 1 to 3 hours at a time in the corner, when is he eating? When is he drinking? When is he doing those things? I mean, how malnourished and everything else was this baby getting? How dehydrated from doing this constant behavior? You can always talk to your little one after timeout to see if he understands what caused actions. Right. You have to have that eye to eye contact down on their level so that they understand what is going on. It usually only takes half the time when in timeout too, right? I don't know. Okay. So he only changed Elijah's diaper once per day. On the evening of February 19th, he changed Elijah's diaper prior to him going to bed at approximately 8 to 9 p.m. He then watched Ready Player One. He stated that Elijah was not watching the movie as, once again, he was put into punishment. He stated that Elijah would stand in the corner or stand by the bed. He even stated that he gets pretty tired from, I guess, like from standing too. He explained he does not want to be mean to him, but he's trying to teach him to be more respectful. He was asked about February 19th if he made the victim stand, to which he replied, yeah, for probably like 2 to 3 hours. He confirmed again that the victim stands for 2 to 3 hours without sitting. And in the event that he tries to sit down, he will say, "You want cold water?" He then indicated he's fine. It's not like his knees are shaking or about to fall over, you know? On the morning of 2/20, he woke up at approximately 7:30 and prepared his son for school. At the time, he saw Elijah sleeping on the futon sofa in the living room. He took his son to the bus stop and locked the apartment door. Upon returning to the apartment, he found Elijah still asleep on the sofa. He woke Elijah and they ate breakfast. He reported that Elijah ate cereal, which had frosting on one side and wheat on the other without milk. So, like shredded wheats, mini wheats, it sounds like. Those things are so dry without milk. I can't even imagine. Then they went to Jesse's bedroom where Elijah was told to stand and pray near the foot of Jesse's bed. He did not change Elijah's diaper as he was too tired. Elijah was not allowed to do fun things as he was in a timeout. When asked about any toys at the apartment, he reported that there was one toy which he received at Christmas time. This toy was similar to a toolbox. However, he was not allowed to play with it during the week of 2/12 through 2/20 because he was in a timeout. So the entire 8-day period was a freaking timeout. 8 days of timeout. He didn't take Elijah allegedly to go in there and go back to sleep or go nap with him or whatever. He took him in there to stand at the foot of his bed and pray while he went back to sleep because he was too tired. Too tired to change the overnight diaper. Do you know how much a child pees overnight? That is the biggest diaper. Like that's the most, I swear, it's always the fullest diaper. And you took him in there, you were too tired to change him and made him stand there and pray at the foot of your bed while you slept. Are you kidding me? An 8 freaking day timeout? He's 3 years old. He has no freaking clue what's going on. What the heck? As he was in timeout, when asked what happens if the timeouts do not work with Elijah, Jesse stated that he would give him an ultimatum. Jesse reported that the ultimatum was usually, "Do you want some cold water?" So stand there and pray. Stand there and say, "I'm sorry, Mommy," for the next undetermined amount of time, or I'm going to throw you in a cold water shower. Jesse reported that Elijah did not like cold water, but he didn't know why. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, they need to take this asshat and stand him in a jail cell and spray his butt with cold water naked until he tells where Elijah is. Period. You are not going to convince me that he does not know where this child is. 100% full knowledge, and I'm curious if Mom knows as well. I'm just saying, and that's my opinion. This is why waterboarding needs to be legal in the United States in these child cases. Because I'm sorry, but Elijah's caregivers, used very loosely because they obviously did not care for him very well, likely know where he is. Oakley Carlson's monsters likely know where she is. Harmony Montgomery's monster knows exactly where she is. Ariel Sellers' monster knows exactly where she is. Orrin and Orson West, aka Classic and Sincere. Waterboard these idiots until we freaking know where these babies are. Every single one of them. I have no patience for this type of crap and giving them their rights, their human rights in prison is freaking complete and total bullcrap. They don't deserve anything. Anything. Jesse should have no surface to sit on and have his freaking legs made so that they can't kneel, bend, or sit the entire duration of his prison sentence, in my opinion. To do this to a baby for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. Hopefully Big Bubba in prison teaches Jesse how to be a man. Freaking sick of this crap, and it's child after child after child after child. And what's the real consequences of their action? Three freaking hot meals in a cot. They get internet access, a tablet. They get all the freaking things while they take the lives of child after child after child, and then they sit in there in luxury. Prison justice don't happen anymore, but it should. There's so many of these freaking monsters in our jails now that they don't even do prison justice because they're all together and they're doing the same crap. It's just disgusting. I get so freaking triggered and angry over all of this. Yeah, and only allowed to pee 1 time a day. I can't. Jesse confirmed again that Elijah stands for 2 to 3 hours without sitting. And in the event that Elijah tries to sit down, Jesse will say, "You want cold water?" He then indicated he's fine. It's not like his knees are shaking or he's about to fall over, you know? You know? In the morning of 2/20, Jesse woke at approximately 7:30 to prepare his son for school. At that time, he seen Elijah on the futon sofa in the living room. He took his son to the bus stop. He locked the apartment door. Upon returning to the apartment, Jesse found Elijah still sleeping on the sofa. He woke Elijah and they ate breakfast. Wait, we're already past all this. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so we were all the way down to the toolbox that he's not allowed to play with because he's in an 8-day timeout. That's right. How could I forget? I just can't with the ultimatum. He reported that Elijah doesn't like cold water, but he doesn't know why. When asked about what Elijah ate while he was with Jesse, he stated pizza, noodles, and cereal. What a healthy choice. All of these healthy options that he gave to him. Did he actually feed him even that, though? Yeah, in the bushes, he has an older autistic son as well. And so that's the thing. They're probably going to have to question that poor child who is autistic, though. And I don't know what level of autism he has. I don't know if he is nonverbal. I don't know if he could advocate for where Elijah was through all of this. I don't know. Yeah, he has to have the power. He has little man syndrome. Right, and you have to wonder too about that, Roberta. Absolutely. How abused the 15-year-old was if this is his idea of how to raise a kid. He stated that that Elijah is still bottle fed and that he was trying to get him to eat regular food. He was unable to provide specific details as to the food. He didn't feed him. Honest to goodness to you guys, I'm leaning more towards the fact that this baby ended up being malnourished because that was likely part of his freaking punishment was to not feed him, not offer him anything, and sit there and make him stand. That's my opinion. He can't give specific details about the food. That's a huge red flag to me. While Jesse was sleeping, he would lock the door to the apartment at the doorknob, deadbolt, and with a security chain attached at the top of the door to keep Elijah from walking out of the apartment. He reported that on the evening prior to Elijah going missing, that he had consumed 3 12-ounce Budweiser beers and 1 cyclobenzapine as a sleep aid. So you're telling me this 3-year-old was made to go to your bedroom and stand at your footbed and pray while you slept. And then he walked out of the locked bedroom. So he unlocked the bedroom door. And then he proceeded to go out and unlock the front door that had a doorknob lock, a deadbolt, and a security chain attached at the top of the door. And he put his shoes on before he did that. That's what you're telling me? He woke up, got his shoes on. Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't wake up. He went from the standing position that you were forcing him to be in praying, unlocked 4 locks and put his shoes on, allegedly, before he just happened to wander out of your home after being made to stand basically for 8 days in a soiled diaper. And he just happened to disappear. Where did you put this baby, Jesse? Yeah, shoes alone. Lie. Where is he? Because I'm not buying it. I'll buy this story for a second. And if this abuse is what you were willing to communicate to police? What did you actually do to this child? If you were willing to tell police and you had no problem admitting to making him stand essentially for 8 days, what were you actually doing to this baby? You'll bet he isn't far from the house so they can keep an eye on him. I don't believe the doors were locked at all. I don't. He would have had to have dragged a chair over or something along those lines, but based off of Elijah's height versus the height of a doorway, I'm doubting that. Good morning, Liplock. Sorry, I didn't say hello. I have seen your comments and I super appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you. Emily Flotilla, hi. Yeah, justice for Elijah. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Emily Flotilla. I'm wondering about this, like, police are not talking much about the camera footage or anything in the surrounding areas. We don't even know the last time that Elijah was actually seen alive. We don't know if anybody has spoken up about seeing Elijah from the time he entered Jesse's home until now, until the 20th. They have not said anything about him going in. Did mom have a key? I don't know, Cat's Eye. That's a good question, though. Could she have gone in? But she wouldn't have been able to get in past a locked chain if he's alleging that there was a locked chain. True. Maybe they were lower on the door because a small man had to reach them. Maybe, because he isn't very tall. That's possible. Did this baby walk or talk? Elijah did walk, yes. And he obviously talked because they were forcing him to pray and say, "I'm sorry, mommy," over and over again. Did they offer lie detector tests? Not that we've seen so far, Rock Painting Lady. Like, the police are keeping this investigation very close-knit, and I honestly like, they're updating us on Facebook, they are saying different things like that, but as far as, like, the actual investigative details, this probable cause affidavit is the most that we got and likely the most that we will get. Has Elijah's bio dad spoken out? He is in prison. Yeah. Hi, Thistle. You don't know anything about this case except for the last 15 minutes you have read just now, and you already believe that this man took Elijah's life and did something with Elijah's remains. My concern is the fact that they are surrounded by water. That is honest to goodness my concern. And my concern is they are all around water and things like that. They are searching the land also. Let me show you guys this area. But it is a lot of water. And you guys know. Let me pull this back up, sorry. Oh my goodness, you guys, there's a couple videos. Let me pull up these videos real quick. Thank you, Seal, for sending these over. Oh, music. He's so freaking adorable. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up Google Earth. I have to, let me get it real quick. That's what I was working on, and then I seen your videos that you sent. Give me just a second, and then I didn't realize that it's almost time for me to get off of you. Good job. High five. She built a puzzle. She brought over her puzzle she built. Yeah, how the heck I didn't realize it was already almost 11, like, this went very fast. Sorry, it's pulling up the address here. It's just going very slowly. So let me show you guys this. We had to look at the address from freaking Mars or something. You know, where it had us at first. It's like way out. Okay, so this is my concern. If Jesse was trying to make this look as if Elijah just walked off, my concern is this. Look how close he is to the ways. Because at this point, I'm not thinking of just so we have to start thinking of this not so much as a child who wandered off, but if someone put him somewhere and was trying to make it look like he was wandering off, you know, where would they have put him? And so this is the area where his home was, the apartment. And so, in my opinion, the quickest way would be the waterway, because that goes out to this huge area. Goes out to Lake Michigan. And that's what concerns me, because it is so close to the waterway, and trying to find somebody in moving water is so difficult. That's part of the concern with Audrey. And you guys, those of you who were with me the other day for the Audrey update, you know, you seen Tim Miller was saying that had she not had been tied down, she would have been, you know, miles and miles and miles away. They would have likely never found her. But since he tied her down, they were able to find her. And so that's my concern. But then also, you know, of course, they were searching the landfill and things like that. I'm not sure if I've seen anything more on that, if they're still at the landfill. Let me just see if I can check. Right now, it seems like they are spread out over many different areas doing their searches. Now, his family is still searching day after day. This video came out 2 hours ago. No, it's talking about this. But it says Two Rivers Police says they are continuing to follow up on hundreds of tips, have utilized every boat, UTV, drone, K9 unit, helicopter at their disposals. They've searched a landfill, wooded areas, and waterways, but it doesn't say where they're continuing to search. And so really, we don't know. We don't know if they're still in landfill unless somebody out there is able to get video footage or something along those lines, a picture of them still being at the landfill. They could just be still at the river, still looking at all of those different things. Right. You've heard rumors of a shoe being found by a dumpster and they're searching the landfills. Then they wouldn't be able to get an actual cause of death, kind of like Quentin. And that's my huge, huge concern, Amber Riot, because of what those trucks do to things that go inside of them. Sorry, let me double check this real quick. Let's see. So much like Quentin. I don't know who you're talking about, Seal. They were talking about the boyfriend's older 15-year-old son being autistic. If that's who you're talking about. Hmm. I agree. I agree. They always know. They always know. Thistle, part of the reason that Quentin took so long was because they never went to search the landfills right away because they were looking for a missing child at first. And it wasn't until they got that information, I wanna say it was almost a week later, that they stopped the trash, and so they had a lot more to search through. The landfill in this case started the day after or 2 days after, and so they were able to stop trash much quicker. Now the thing is, if he has actually been missing for a few days longer, that will make a difference. You've asked the past 10 minutes. Are you talking about the 15-year-old though? I don't know who initially said that. That's just what we're hearing. Here, see, I'll come up on panel for a couple minutes. Just sent you that. I guess my mind can't wrap around this mom. I'm struggling with the whole situation because she lost her kids before because of the abusive situation that they were in, and then proceeds to send her son into an abusive situation. And that I don't understand. Like, if you know abuse led to your children getting lost before. Hi, Seal, how are you?
Hey. Oh, I'm fine.
Here, and explain
Oh.
yourself. I don't like, I'm
Oh,
so
I
lost
know.
because you guys are a minute behind me, and so it makes
Oh.
things so I'm just seeing questions, like, after you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. No, I was just curious who said he was autistic? I mean, is that just something someone read a comment, or did Jesse say that I have an autistic 15-year-old, or I mean, I just was curious.
I honestly don't know, I'm going based off of information that was, like, available in the Facebook group, so I don't know where it originated.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's, like, knowledge from the locals, you know what I mean, even,
Yeah.
or what exactly happened.
Well, I was just curious about that because I mean, if he isn't truly autistic, or if he's not, maybe somebody just said that. I mean, I don't know. I was just,
He's my issue
I
is
just
where is
want
he at on the spectrum? You know, is he higher or
right,
lower on the spectrum? Yeah.
right. Is he able to, can he talk? Can he give information?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, like I said, there's just so many like I said, the spectrum. You got some that function just fine and some who don't function at all. So
Right. My thing is, I'm not sure where he's at on there, but even whenever there's children involved, it still takes so much time because they have to approach it with such soft kid gloves. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Because
Oh
they're
heck
still
yeah.
interviewing a child.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. Well,
Karina,
somebody in chat.
the mom's daughter is autistic as well. She was in all types of the autism help forums we had seen.
Okay, that long word, love. What? Loves to lurk. Oh, okay. I was looking at their
Nonverbal,
comment.
according to Grandma.
Yeah.
She's been in chat rooms. Thank you.
Oh, okay, great. Wow. Where's well, where's the mom? Why in the world would they let him have him? Hello.
Yeah, sorry. Thistle also thinks that Elijah was gone sooner. Do you think he was gone sooner? I'm curious your opinion of that. Or do you think this happened on the 20th? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. I think we lost Seal. Okay. Yeah, I don't know Daddy's baby girl. I wish we had more information. I really do. My heart's just completely broken for this extended family. Grandma broke my freaking heart. Broke my heart. And I just feel terrible. I just feel absolutely terrible. You think he was gone before the 20th? Me too.
He could have been. I just like I said, in the groups and in different and on different things, when you're searching, people just comment left and right. I did see, of course, this is rumor, only rumor. I did see where someone was saying that his dad, is it Jimmy View, wanted Jesse to get the child away from Katrina
Mhm.
and had him, I saw that and I'm like, well, that don't make, nah.
I was gonna say, why would that even
Yeah, because
He's
he's
in
abusive
jail.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's abusive too.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, that doesn't I don't know. That doesn't connect for me. I
anyway,
think people just reach because they want I think the issue is whenever we see cases like this, we try to think of every possible avenue that leads to baby still being alive, right? And
right,
so we
yeah,
we end up on all these different rabbit trails and different almost like conspiracies to try to keep him alive in some way, shape, or form, to try to make there be a reasonable explanation for why they can't find him, but he is still alive.
exactly. Because you
And
just
it
don't want
just
to. Your brain just doesn't want to imagine
right.
the little fella not alive. Just any child. That's just hard for me. It really is. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I agree. But okay, I am gonna get off here. I just wanted to get your
Oh, okay. Well,
question in
thanks. I'm
detail.
gonna get down.
Thank you.
All
Um,
right.
I will be back
Bye
later
bye.
on today, you guys. See you later, Seal. I do have to work now, though. Unfortunately, I start work at 11, so I do have to peace out. I will talk to you kids later. Everybody, keep sharing his face, keep sharing his story. Um, just keep looking for updates. They're still out there searching for him. This picture was just yesterday. They were searching all up and down State 310 near Johnson Drive looking for him. And they're going to keep searching. This entire community is not going to give up on finding this baby. The locals are out there day after day after day. Now, the police department did say that they officially have enough supplies for the searchers, and they thank everybody for their donations and for all of the help that they have provided. But he is still missing, and so they may end up needing supplies in the future, but right now they are taken care of, and they appreciate everybody's support and the outreach and things like that. All we could do is keep hoping and praying that they will find him safe. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much, Emily, for your super chat. And thank you, Chica and Ashley, 7 months and 9 months. I appreciate you guys so much for being a part of the Sleuth family. And I will talk to you kids later. Bye.